Adding simple animations to an app is quite crucial to how an app really feels in the end, right? You get a chance as the programmer, the developer, to really add your own style, your own feel to the app. Animations can also help the user experience. SwiftUI is great for animations, and I want to show you how I implemented an animation in my weather app, which, if you're curious, you can sign up for the beta in the description below. But I made this animation where on the front of the card, you see the weather number, which is the whole concept of this app. And then you tap the screen and it flips over and it shows you the information about the weather, temperature, humidity, etc. So today we're going to jump into the code and we are going to see how this animation is made. All right, so here we are in Xcode. We're going to need a total of 3 views. We're going to need the front of the card, the back of the card, and then a view that handles the whole animation and everything. So I'm going to change content view here. I'm going to change to card flip view. This will be our main view. This will be what the app launches into. So we're going to change that here as well, card flip view. We'll build this out in a second. The first thing we need to do is build our front and our back of the card. First, we're going to create our struct front card view. This is a view. We'll just create something generic for the video. You can put whatever you want here, whatever the front of your card is, what you want to see when the card is first shown. So we need to create our view body, some view, and then we're going to do a VStack. And inside this VStack, we'll do an HStack. Here we're going to have a text, which we're just going to say what happens, and we'll give this a headline font, something simple so that we can see it. Now we're going to do a spacer, and we're going to do an image, and we're going to do a system name, and we'll do target. We're going to do some modifiers on this image to just make it look a little nicer. So we'll do resizable. We're going to give it a frame, and we'll do 80 by 80. And then we're going to do a foreground color. We're going to do black with an opacity of 0.2. And then we need to position it correctly inside the space, so we'll give it an offset. Do an X of -10 and a Y of -3. Now we need one more text box. This is going to be outside of this HStack, so we'll have another text, and we'll say, if you tap. And again, here we'll just do a font headline, just to make it look nice. Now this whole VStack here is going to get a few more modifiers. We'll give it a padding. We'll give it a frame, a width. I'm going to do 350 by 350. And we're going to give it a background, which is going to just be simple. We'll do a rounded rectangle with a corner radius of 20, and we'll do a color of green. That's it for this view. So we have our front card view. Now we're going to make a pretty similar view for the back. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this whole thing, and we'll make some modifications here. So we're going to call this a back card view. So now inside of here, we're going to basically reveal what happens when we tap. We're going to say it flips. We'll do arrow.to.circle path. These are just SF symbols if you're curious, or SF fonts, but it's kind of built into Swift. Makes it very easy. We'll keep all of this the same, and we'll say, how about like and subscribe? 4 more SwiftUI tips. There we go. And that's pretty much it for these 2 views. So next we have to connect these 2 views together. But first, I just want to take 1 second and just say, listen, you've made it this far into the video. Hopefully you're liking the content so far. If you do, please consider a like and a subscribe to the channel, because this is a very small channel and every little bit of interaction helps. So thank you again for watching. Let's get back to the tutorial. We don't need this hello world VStack anymore, so we'll get rid of this for now. We're going to need 1 state variable to handle this whole thing. So it's at state private var is flipped, and that's going to be false by default. So now we're going to use an if statement. We're going to basically say if it's flipped, show one. If it's not, show another kind of thing. So we'll have if is flipped. And then we're going to have, so if it's flipped, we want to show the back of the card. And then if otherwise, we'll show the front card. So it doesn't do anything yet. We have our view shown, but we don't toggle anything. So the easiest way is to do a Z-stack here and put everything in a Z-stack. And then on the Z-stack, we'll do an on tap gesture. We'll do is flipped dot toggle. So now we can toggle through, but it doesn't really change. And actually, to make it a little more obvious, I'm going to change the color of our back card here. I'll do orange. So now when this reloads, you can see we're changing color. But it doesn't have the animation. So how do we get the animation? It's actually very simple. And this is where the SwiftUI magic really happens. I guess we can do it above this on tap gesture. Some more modifiers for this Z stack. And this is where the animation is going to happen. We need a rotation 3D effect. And we're going to tie this to degrees and is flipped. And then we're going to do 180 or 0. And then what axis we're going to flip on is the y-axis. But that's not the correct syntax. We want to do x 0, y 1, z 0. I think we do that. And then we also need an animation. And we can just do, for this animation, dot ease in, ease out, duration. We don't even need that. But we're going to do a value of is flipped. All right. The only other thing we need, because right now when we flip, so we have our animation, but when we flip, our back of the card is upside down. To fix that, we just need to give the back of the card a rotation 3D effect of dot degrees 180. And then again, we need the axis. We want 0, y is 1, and z is 0. So now when we flip our card, it is the correct way around. This is just kind of the start of it. You can modify this animation pretty easily. Instead of doing an ease in, ease out animation, we just change it to something else. So if we want something a little more dynamic, for example, we could do dot bouncy, which is just another built-in animation in SwiftUI. And we can give this a duration of say 0.3, and we could even add an extra bounce, maybe 0.2. And then inside here we'll do a value and we'll tie it to is flipped, just like the last one. And now when we tap on our card, we get a little bit of a bounce when that animation completes. It's very, very cool, very powerful. There's a lot you can do here. One thing I like to do with something like this is just kind of like a bonus extra thing, is to create, let's see, a separate function here, trigger haptic feedback, and then we're gonna just create the impact generator. So before we do that, we need to let impact generator equal the UI impact generator. We can do a style dot soft, and then impact generator impact occurred. Before that, we can do impact generator dot prepare. And then inside of our on tap gesture, we can just call trigger haptic feedback. And now when we tap on our little card here, we'll give the user a little bit of haptic feedback just to let them know they tapped on something that is interactable. Just adds a little bit of extra flavor to the app. And there you have it, a simple SwiftUI made animation that takes a card and flips it over from one side to another. It's quite easy to build, and I hope that you build something with what I've created here. If you do build something, come back to this video, leave a comment, let me know what you built with this animation, just because I'm curious. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.